Ladies and gentlemen, Zen is him. Team Vitality are world champions, and they did it all in a 3-month window since Zen's debut in RLCS Regional 1 for the spring split. So 5 events in a row. They just seem to be getting better and better. The gap between Vitality and the rest of the competition only seems to be getting bigger. So we have to talk about why that is. But the man on your screen, I think, goes without saying, is a pretty big part of it. We're going to be watching 2 games from the grand final. This is game 1, Vitality against BDS from Zen's POV, and then we're going to take a look at the last game from the grand final. But if I were to describe this performance in one word, it would be confidence. The reason why Vitality were able to come out on top in such dominant fashion was just confidence. Now, if we compare their Boston Major run that just happened a month ago to the World Championship run, you'll see that at the Boston Major, they actually lost the series to BDS in pretty one-sided fashion. They nearly lost to Complexity. They actually dropped a game to Elevate, so it was far from flawless early from Vitality. They really grew as the tournament went on, and by the end, they looked completely unstoppable. Big difference from how this World Championship went. It was just unstoppable from the get-go. Zen with a nice little assist there for Redosin, the recovery at the midfield, and then the immediate transition into an air dribble bump pass, proving to be quite unstoppable. So, yeah, obviously a big difference at the World Championship for Vitality. They just knew exactly what to do from the start all the way till the finish. And if we compare their matches against BDS in those 2 grand finals, Vitality of course met BDS in the grand final of the Boston Major, had to beat them twice. The first series there was 4-2 to Vitality, the second series 4-1, and then their 3rd grand final against BDS at the World Championship, 4-0. So like I said, it just seems to be getting more and more one-sided, and I think that's just because the only thing that was stopping Vitality from dominating Boston start to finish was the unfamiliarity of the whole situation. Zen was still our LAN rookie, and he is just coming off the back of his rookie split as well. He's only been a pro for 3 months, although he's had a contract for a lot longer than that. Vitality put faith in him way before he was even eligible to play. Yeah, now that they're confident, now that they've got a little bit of experience on the stage and on the LAN environment, it's up to the rest of the world to level up and to just be better. I think, we've been hearing lots of talks about potential roster explosions happening all around the scene, but I could see it happening in Europe as well, not just North America. It's not just NA that's got some catching up to do. I think everybody's got some catching up to do to just keep pace with Vitality, who don't look like they're going to slow down at all. And if I'm to throw another early prediction out there, are probably just going to go ahead and win Gamers 8 as well, just to add even more to Zen's ridiculous run. How about 6 straight events? Will it be EU Regional 6? Let me know in the comments down below. It is worth mentioning, since I know a couple people are going to ask, yes, I do still have a little bit of recovery to do from a cold that I caught at the end of the World Championship. Feeling good physically, but not quite there 100% vocally. So that's the slight irritation you'll be hearing in my voice. And good old faithful Redosin makes it 2-0. Strong 50-50 by Zen. Centers the ball, and Redosin, of course, does what Redosin does best. He sees the ball and he hits it into whatever net you put in front of him. Of course, we do have a rival for Redosin's own goaling this whole event. Zen put in a screamer of an own goal against Carmine Corp. That's not going to be in this video, but definitely check it out. Carmine Corp Vitality Game 4 if you missed it. Hilarious own goal by Zen. I guess he was not happy that Redosin was getting more praise than him in that regard. Yeah, just crazy pre-jumps from Zen here. Rise getting completely shut down with this attempted air dribble out of defense. That really shows you just how confident Zen was in this match right from the start. Pre-jumping that early, just completely in the zone. It's really up to the opponents to somehow try and get inside Vitality's minds, get inside their heads, and maybe that will involve some gamesmanship on stage. Maybe it will involve a little bit of what you often see in the group stages in the wildcard events at RLCS LANs, where you've got teams facing across from each other, yelling as loudly as possible to get their opponents out of the correct headspace. I mean, that's a lot harder to do when you're on a stage surrounded by 14,000 extremely loud Rocket League fans. And just to, briefly to talk about that, what an event it was when it comes to the crowd, when it comes to KC Ultras, Vitality Ultras, and just the core Rocket League fans that were there all weekend making noise for every team. yeah, shout out to Dusseldorf. If any of you guys were there, if any of you guys were watching online, hope you enjoyed the experience as much as I did in person. I think it was the best event that Rocket League's ever seen, the best crowd that Rocket League's ever had. You know, so much love for pretty much every team except FaZe Clan. FaZe a bit of a controversial org at the moment, I think, causing a lot of fans to just really want to see them lose. But apart from that, SSG, G2, Complexity, all the other NA teams seem to get a ton of love over there in Europe, which is cool to see. So 3-0 in game one. Destructive performance from Vitality. Zen not going to give them a goal at the end of this game either. And yeah, that's a statement. 795 points in regulation in a grand final in his debut RLCS World Championship. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But let's skip to the fourth game here. This game really impressed me because of the confidence that Vitality had on display, especially Zen. And the last game, I think it's just an illustration that that confidence never went away. So here we are in game 4 of the World Championship. Zen POV again, starting off with a fake kickoff. Vitality have got the strats, and you know, this really was just a victory lap for them. The series was as good as over, although you know, it looked like BDS had given it a good shot in the last game. We just check out this initial goal by Vitality. BDS are having no luck whatsoever stopping this offense. You know, although this video is mainly about Zen and you know, him stepping up and being everything that all of his fans wanted him to be, being everything his critics didn't want him to be, and more. This, you know, really was about Redosin and Alpha 54 as well. Alpha, who has been around since RLCS Season 6 and 7 kind of era. I think he was Season 7 at the World Championship, eliminated in the quarterfinals. Yeah, it's not a bad goal, is it? Zen with his signature shot in the grand final. Just unbelievable. Redosin faking it straight to him, and the rest was history. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to be seeing that goal in highlight reels for a long time to come. Of course, this game 4 was after a, I think, quite close game 3. Game 2 and 3 were pretty respectable by BDS. Just the one goal in game 2, and then overtime game 3. You know, calling that timeout going into game 3 kind of meant that you had to win it there, BDS. It was never going to work. Reverse sweeping Vitality, especially with all 3 players playing as well as they did. You know, and one other thing that Vitality, I think, did really well, both at Boston and at the World Championship, was just celebrating the right way. It was really cool to see a team, you know, really enjoy the trophy celebration with the fans, with the cameramen, with their organization, with their family, with the teammates. Just making the absolute most of that experience, not just for themselves, but for the viewers online as well, and the viewers in person. It really was, you know, a celebration. I know last year BDS didn't really have much of an opportunity to do that. Most of the fans left for various reasons, but yeah, Dusseldorf was packed out right until the end there, with the majority of the fans being extremely happy with the outcome of the entire tournament. I think they would have maybe wanted a bit of a closer final, but I don't really mind the dominant performance personally. The only team who have 4-0 to grand final in RLCS history was Gale Force Esports, who then became Dignitas, the greatest roster in Rocket League history. So Vitality are following in good footsteps here. Maybe that's where they're headed, trying to challenge the greatest roster of all time, starting off with a destructive performance all the way through the spring split. You know, just watching Zen play, every time I watch these games back, every time I watch him play live this past weekend, it's not just the mechanical ability that impresses me, it's the reading of the game, and he never really seems to be surprised by anything. Whenever he does end up in an awkward position, that's when the mechanics get him back into a good position. He can get out of awkward positions because he's just so mechanically gifted, so good at recovering and saving boost. But how often do you really see him in a bad position? Not often. Just makes life so easy for his teammates, makes life so difficult for his opponents. I think that's really the thing that makes him special. We've had many mechanical wonder kids come up through the years. Most of them have, you know, struggled to be good teammates from the get-go. They've had to learn that aspect of the game. They've just been solo players for the most part, but not Zen. He's just picked up right from the start as a player who looks incredibly easy to play with. And he's part of that Vitality system that looks completely unstoppable right now. Yeah, the rest of Europe have got some work to do, not just the rest of the Rocket League scene. But, you know, congratulations to APAC as well on their first couple of series wins in RLCS. It was amazing watching Realize celebrate the wins in Wildcard. Truly was something I'm so glad that I was able to witness in person. We sprinted downstairs when we realized there was a chance that they might be winning. And we got to see the celebrations from up close. And Middle East as well, massive tournament for them. South America likewise continuing to produce competitive teams despite the two greatest teams from their region leaving to go and steal land spots from North America. Yeah, as for OCE and NA, definitely lands, and you know, not just this one, but Boston as well, lands that they would be trying to learn from. I don't want to say forget, because you don't want to just forget about your losses. They're the best ways. The best ways to learn is to learn from them. That's what NA and OCE need to be doing now to regain for next season. And last but not least, SSA with the first ever series win against a non-APAC region, taking a couple of games off. Very impressive looking power roster from OCE. Best OCE team of the season, in my opinion. But yeah, there you have it. Another dominant performance by Zen, another dominant performance by Vitality. They are absolutely unstoppable. I think they're going to win Gamers 8 as well, because it doesn't get any easier when you go up against them in 2s or 1s. With Zen in 1s, who knows, Zen Redosin or Zen Alpha in 2s. Whatever it is, it's going to be tough for them. It's tough for anybody to beat them. But I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing if they can make it 6 in a row. And I'm also looking forward to seeing if EU can make it EU Regional 6, or if another region is going to stop that from happening. Yeah, sorry for the lack of uploads, or the intermittent uploads over the past couple of weeks. Been away at the World Championship, of course, in Dusseldorf. Now that I'm back here for this week, I've been planning a 1v1 tournament, actually, so keep an eye on my Twitter for more information about that. That'll be coming up this weekend before Gamers 8. Yeah, then of course I'll be going to Saudi Arabia, or at least that's the current plan, is I'll be going to Saudi Arabia to commentate Gamers 8 in person, so getting ahead with the 1v1 content before I go. Like I said, follow me on Twitter for updates and information regarding the upcoming Ones tournament on my Twitch channel. It'll all reach YouTube eventually, but does reach Twitch first. Thank you all for watching today. That's going to be it for now. I'm going to go and continue resting my voice, continue healing from this cold that I caught in Germany. But yeah, thanks for all the get well soon wishes. I know a lot of you guys have been sending me on social media. I actually do feel fine. A lot of people have been telling me like, oh no, that sounds really painful. Your voice sounds like you're in pain. I can promise you there is no pain. It's just a little bit congested. So I'm going to be, just not talking for the rest of the day. Have a good rest of your day, everybody, or night, wherever you are. Thanks again for watching. One final congratulations to Vitality on history, something I don't think is going to be matched for a very long time, if ever. Zen, I think the main reason for it. That's all for now, though, guys. Thank you again for swinging by, and I'll see you in the next one.